is Damien Darko, your purveyor of truth, and you are on The Squared Circle.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tuesday, March 10th. Pulls forward here on the Squared Circle. A night after Seth Rollins had the beating of his life. A night after The Undertaker accepted Bray Wyatt's challenge, and a very special award being given out this year at the WWE Hall of Fame. And what a great weekend we had. They had too as well. Talk to you about that. I'm Hollywood Jay Williams, along with Mr. Dangerous Dan over there. How you doing?
Very well.
And John Zimmerman, man who needs no introduction, a man that causes enough ruckus all the time. Ruckus. Definitely.
Ruckus.
Wow.
Ruckus. I'll bring the ruckus.
He brings it.
Bring the ruckus, Larry.
That's it. So I wanna start out by saying what an honor it was over this weekend to finally have the chance to meet one of my idols growing up and watching wrestling.
Anthony Gary?
Who's that?
Who's that?
One of my idols growing up, the 16-time heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Woo!
Very nice.
Definitely. It was a long line there, but it was definitely worth the wait. I'm talking, of course, about the big event which took place this past Saturday in New York, LaGuardia Plaza Hotel.
Yeah. And if you look on our page, our correspondent Aubrey was there.
Right.
And she reconnected with some of her friends, and you can see the photos, and they speak for themselves. Aubrey's a great friend of the show.
Definitely.
And I'm sure we'll get the update from her soon.
Right. And another man that I also had the privilege of meeting and getting his autograph and purchasing one of his books, Chair Shots and Other Obstacles Forward by Ric Flair, Winning Life's Wrestling Matches, Bobby the Brain Heenan with Steve Anderson. I definitely look forward to reading this book as well.
Yep.
Definitely. Heenan, I gotta say, unfortunately, he does not look in great health at all.
Yeah, when I saw him last year, he didn't look very healthy.
No.
It's really a shame, but it happens. It happens to the best of us, and our time is going to come. And unfortunately, he's not doing very well.
No, definitely. So if for some reason you get the opportunity to meet him, I would definitely advise you take that opportunity.
Without being morose. The window is getting very short.
Right.
Very, very small on meeting this gentleman and getting a chance to be in his presence.
We hope to be hearing tonight from the person that arranged this whole event, the big event, Brian Barth tonight. Give us a little post-op.
I had the two B's. I couldn't remember the gentleman's name. I'm the worst person with names, and I'm the first person to admit that. And I knew it was two B's.
Right.
It was the alliteration there.
But it was... The line for Ric Flair was tremendous.
I'm sure. I'm
right.
sure. Well, while we're talking about not remembering things, right? Let's get this straight. Etched right here into the title belt, I believe, if I can read it correctly, PWA Squared Circle TV Champion.
Squared Circle TV Champion. PWA Squared Circle.
You can read that, correct?
Yes, I can. PWA Squared Circle TV Champion.
The belt didn't have these words on it. It would just say this.
Right.
But here we have, once again, ladies and gentlemen, PWA Squared Circle TV Champion.
And over here it says Williams,
Dacey,
and Zimmerman.
Right.
Because at the time that we had this made, Tom was an integral part of the show, and maybe the next time we'll get another plate made up.
Right. There seems to be
Mr. Hoff.
there seems to be some confusion.
And even this says PWA TV title.
Right.
You know, so I mean, either way, either PWA TV title here,
Right.
or PWA Squared Circle TV Champion.
Just
Not that hard to remember.
just to clear that up.
You know, call it what it is.
There
The
there
WWE.
seems to be some confusion as
Right,
to the name of this belt, but I just wanted to clarify that up for you. And the finals of the belt, our TV title, the PWA Squared Circle TV title, will take place March 28th, Bristol Boys and Girls Club,
Right.
next PWA event, Rise of Injustice, between Lucas Sharp, Mr. Mr. 203. I can't believe that. Sorry, Lucas. Sorry, buddy.
Maybe move to a different area code.
And Troy Stevens.
Right.
So,
You know, you got enough problems with Zaruk coming after you.
Right. You and Monkey Gate and all that, and you know your buddy there, Lucas Sharp.
wow.
Wow.
I spent my whole day.
See, now we're complaining about all the
You know
people
where I
that screwed up
spent?
names.
You know
and
where
you're
I
screwing
spent
up
my
names.
whole day in a place called the Banana Room.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to know what you do there, bro.
Hey,
That's on you.
That's another show altogether. That's on a different station. That's like After Dark, I think.
hey, in this place, I don't think they really like a guy named Saru too much. But anyway, so we hope to be getting that call in. Make sure the phone is all ready
Yeah.
for that call or for any other calls.
Meanwhile, I also got some swag today.
You got some swag.
I got some swag today. Well, since we're not the biggest supporters of Roman Reigns, WWE said, hey, give him some love. So we'll give Roman Reigns some love here. That's the fist and his. I really think that it looks like the Undertaker's spike there,
Right.
and then this kind of looks like the Hardy Boys. Remember the Hardy Boys design?
Let me take a look at that real quick. That looks definitely like the Undertaker spike.
Yeah. But I mean, this is Roman Reigns, and if you look, fade back a little bit, it kind of looks like Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man logo. But at any rate, it's Roman Reigns, and we'll give him some love. Shout out to Roman Reigns.
Definitely.
And in the same package I received from WWE today, we got the Flintstones Stone Age SmackDown. Get ready for some action in this all-new original movie that brings some of the WWE's toughest, wildest superstars to bedrock. When Fred loses his family's vacation money, he hatches one of his harebrained plans to get it back. It's a sports entertainment spectacle that involves throwing Barney into the ring with the likes of John Cena Stone, Marble Henry, and even The Undertaker, with Fred himself as event promoter. The crowds roar and clams are pouring in from ticket sales, and even Mr. Magma is taking notice of all the hoopla. Can Fred keep serving up bigger and badder matches, or is he in for the rocky ride of his life? Time to get the whole family together for some hard-hitting, side-splitting laughs from the most epic event in all of prehistory. And
Wow.
it looks like the matches take place at the Loyal Order of the Water Buffaloes Lodge. Mm-hmm. And the superstars of Fred Flintstone Entertainment, FFE.
Wow.
So we go from the WWE to the FFE.
The FFE.
And you can see the Bella Twins on here, Daniel Bryan. I know Goldberg does his own voice in here.
I think Daniel Bryan would definitely go along with the Flintstones because
Yeah.
he certainly looks like a caveman anyway.
There you go. So I'm looking forward to this. I didn't get a chance to watch it. We just got it in the mail. And finally, last but not least, the latest, The Road is Jericho. Epic stories and rare matches from Y2J.
Wow.
And it was personalized for us. To the guys at Squared Circle, you guys rock. Yours truly, Jericho.
Wow.
So very nice of him to personalize that for us. And I really want to thank the folks over at WWE for all the swag. They always look out for us.
They always look out for us.
and hook us up.
So, Mr. Rollins suffered the beating of a lifetime last night. Somewhat embarrassing for him.
Well, it's happened to more than one superstar.
So, do you think Orton took it a little too far, or do you think he didn't do enough? He could have went further.
I think he could have gone farther.
Seems like the crowd was booing him. I don't know. to me anyway.
Yeah, you know.
Or it was a mixed reaction, more or less.
I really think that Orton is played out personally.
Right.
You know, and now we'll probably ask for a recall on our swag. But no, seriously, you know, Orton's character, he's just done everything he could possibly do with it. He's been around since when? God, goodness. Put you on
We're
the
going
spot.
on about 11, 12 years at
Yeah,
least,
it-
maybe a little longer.
Yeah, well, I've seen it's been in for 10, you know, over 10, and so Orton was there before him. So,
I think he was. I think Orton has slightly more seniority.
yeah. So, I mean, he's done pretty much everything you can do in the WWE. So, you know, I really think that as me as a fan, I'm really just, I think he's played out. But, you know, we'll see what they do with him.
Right. It's time for Orton to fight the Authority. That's basically his the new thing, his new mission in life right now.
Right.
Right. But for anybody to think that he was part of the Authority,
Right.
it just was so blatantly obvious as to what he was going to do.
Right.
It was just the point of when he was going to do it.
Right.
And you know, he waited and he picked his spot and he did it when he did it.
I'm getting a tweet. Orton came in 2 months after Cena in 2002. So I stand corrected.
Okay.
We have our fact checkers. Just
Our fact checkers right there.
2 months after Cena in 2002. So I was pretty close. I thought they were around the same time.
So what about Dan? Do you think Rollins got beat up too much, or do you think he should have, you know, took it a little further, or what?
Well, if you look at it from the standpoint of they're trying to currently keep their product PG rated, from that standpoint, he may have gone over the line. However, personally, being a Orton fan, I don't think he went far enough.
How much further do you think he should have gone? Do you think maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, considering Seth Rollins put Orton on the shelf, I'd say, as they say, paybacks are a
Yep.
beep.
Yeah.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Exactly.
So maybe Rollins should disappear for a little while now
Well, that may
to
improve
make it
ratings.
look good. Right.
I mean, because Rollins is at this point, you know.
Right. This could have been too. This was my thought on my way here. All that little trouble he got into
Yeah.
a few weeks ago. This might have been his punishment.
That's possible.
Right.
Give him a little comeuppance.
Right.
And in order to make this seem legit,
Right.
they're going to have to write him off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
can't
because-
write him off for too long because you got WrestleMania coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
But
if-
he may be out until then.
If they bring him back next week, like nothing happened, then you know.
right.
Yeah, it makes Orton look weak.
Right.
So
You can't really.
I
Yeah.
agree with you there. I agree.
You can't really. What are you gonna do? Bring him back like in crutches? Because it's so obvious as to what he's gonna do with one of those crutches. You know. Right.
Well, you're saying it's obvious, but it was obvious from the get-go what Orton was going to accomplish. It was just when was going to happen.
It was just a matter of when. Right. So if they're gonna have a match between the two of them at WrestleMania, I mean, this is the. In the next 2 weeks is the time to plan that ahead.
Right, because WrestleMania, as we know, is 19 nights away now.
Right, exactly. So look for that match possibly coming up at WrestleMania too. Also, we had, I want to get to later on too if we have time, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, which we covered.
Yep.
But also other news, Sting, that little segment with Sting,
Yeah.
that didn't sound like Sting to me.
No, they ran his voice through some vocoder or some crazy stuff like that. I
It
don't-
kind of sounded like him a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to get with that.
Right.
I think that 2 minute and 20-second or 30-second thing that they did with that Sting was very, very weakly done, considering Sting and Triple H are your main event for WrestleMania. Would have liked that scene done a little bit better, a little more thought put into it. I feel that they put more in trying to put the Bray Wyatt and Undertaker segment over.
Yeah, the Bray Wyatt Undertaker segment was really over. That segment wasn't really so much like you said. They could have even interviewed Sting himself,
Do you think?
one-on-one.
I'm sorry. Do you think Sting and Triple H is the main event at WrestleMania? Are they announced? Is that official, or is that your?
At this point, that's the way I feel they're going. Definitely with the build-up is making that the main event.
Because being that it's an outdoor venue, they're going to have to wait until it's very dark for an Undertaker entrance. And if they're calling it 7 o'clock start here, that means 4 o'clock start in California.
Right.
So from 4 o'clock until the end, toward the end, you're going to think it's going to be daylight. So an Undertaker appearance,
The Undertaker
doesn't work in the daytime.
Undertaker Bray will probably
And
be.
then Bray Wyatt with all the the lights in the audience isn't going to work during the day. So I'm thinking,
Dusk is 7 o'clock.
yeah, but I mean full dark,
Full dark would be 7:30. That would.
7:30, 8 o'clock. So in California.
What
so that
kind of
would
a
be
main
like
event?
11 o'clock here.
What kind of a main event do you think Undertaker Bray Wyatt would be, though?
I think they're going to have to wait until full dark in order, just for the visual effect.
Right.
Undertaker's not going to come out in daylight.
Right.
This doesn't make any sense. And Bray
He's
Wyatt,
done it, but not
right?
with
Not
the-
for WrestleMania. Come on.
Right.
And then Bray Wyatt with all the lights in the audience. It's a cool effect.
He has came out in daylight at WrestleMania, just not in recent years.
Yeah.
Not before all the pyro. I think Giant Gonzalez was a daylight.
Correct.
Right,
Correct.
and if this is indeed to be his last match,
Yeah.
they're going to want to put the most effect behind it they can get.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the lightning bolt last night, and always with the fire, the flames and stuff.
Oh, now I heard one thing today: Undertaker Sting next year. But I don't think so.
I don't.
That's the first I heard of it.
I mean,
That'll be a handicap match. They'll both be handicapped by then.
I mean, considering at this point you have Sting wrestling in a T-shirt, you got the Undertaker's getting older.
I
come back
think
from injury
I
or
think Undertaker
slower.
Hall of Fame next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Possibly
but you can
Sting,
also
too.
now with Sting having wrestled or going to wrestle his WWE match, they can go ahead and put Sting in the WWE.
Also.
We have a call here. Let's get to that real quick, and then, speaking of the Hall of Fame, I'd like to talk about that next too.
I got a lot of people calling me too. A lot of information.
You are live on the Squared Circle.
Hey guys, it's Bill. How are you?
Hey, there he is.
Good. How you doing, Bill?
Not too bad, not too bad. Hey, I just wanted to clarify. I need you guys to clarify a point. That belt in front of you, whose belt exactly is that?
Oh, definitely. Want to just hold the belt again?
Yeah.
I'd like to. Okay. Once again, you have here the PWA Squared Circle TV champion will hold this belt.
All right, just making sure I got it right. I'm sure everybody out there in TV land should have it right by now.
Oh, I know.
Yes. And I would think one of the competitors that's actually fighting for it should be allowed to actually call it by its rightful name. Mm-hmm. It's not something that, it's just coming out of thin air. It's actually etched right into the belt.
Right. It says it right there.
We are the proprietors of this title, and we're very proud of it,
Right.
and we couldn't be more proud. And, on the 28th, right in the Squared Circle itself, they're going to announce the winner of the PWA Squared Circle television.
I know if this belt belonged to anybody else, I would call it what it was.
Right. I mean,
Let me get this right. The winner of that match, the PWA Squared Circle Television Championship match, will then be the
PWA Squared Circle Television Champion.
right.
and we'll be on
The Squared
the
Circle.
Squared Circle the following week with the belt. And the belt will not appear on any other show
Right.
aside from
The Squared Circle. Right.
Good. Because I thought I saw it somewhere, but I maybe when I fell and broke a rib, I might have hit my head a little harder than I anticipated.
There's other people out there making reference to TV titles.
Yes.
Right. So I think maybe they're a little confused as to what. So You know, in case anybody was wondering, once again, the PWA Squared Circle television title.
Right.
Well, you know, Jay, this has been a rough week
Right.
because I hear after many years that Barnum and Bailey is going to get rid of their Elephant Act. So some people could be devastated. This
It
rock.
could be.
Another elephant out of work.
I know.
Wow. That's
There's a
shame.
lot of elephants out of work
Well,
at that point.
Sometimes things get a little foggy, so.
oh,
Yeah. Could be. I don't know.
All right, back to wrestling.
yes, sir.
I heard some of your comments about the show last night. I nearly fell off my chair laughing when I heard the fake imitation. I don't know who. I think that was my grandmother trying to be Sting in the background, because that wasn't good at all.
No.
Well, I don't think they wanted to waste an appearance by Sting because he's got limited appearances on his contract. Mm-hmm. So I think.
What, he couldn't use a cell phone and call in, or did like a FaceTime or something? That would have been funny.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
know.
Skype.
They could have had some Skype with Sting.
Yeah, anything.
Whatever happened? They could have brought back Tout.
I don't tout it out. Tout it out.
Remember
with
Tout?
Sting.
Yeah.
I think Tout is
exactly.
out of business.
So, that being, I thought the Undertaker segment that was pretty good, but I think I sent John a message. The Paul Heyman interview promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm standing in my kitchen getting the stand out. That was borderline spectacular
Yeah.
by him. And I, you know what? If they just let him sit out there for an hour and do that, I would just sit by my TV set the whole night. Somebody wouldn't even have to really wrestle.
You know what? If they want to have the first hour of Raw just talking, somebody talking, just let Paul Heyman do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice Jewish fella, by the way.
And I think that's the thing is you see that brilliance there with him, and then you say to yourself, why does it all drop off after that?
Right. For those who don't know, Heyman incorporated the UFC and current contract negotiations into the storyline, the fiction of it, of course. Yeah. He's claiming that Lesnar is a dangerous force to be reckoned with, even for the authority.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I love how he said this is no longer the WWE's title. This title belongs to Brock Lesnar.
And he even brought in the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather
Yes.
reference in there.
Yeah, and
I saw that,
he mentioned that Pacquiao and Mayweather put together are 4 pounds lighter than Brock Lesnar.
yeah, that was pretty amazing. So I just thought that was just a great segment. And if they turned the TV off and that was it for the other night, I thought Seth Rollins did okay. I think at the beginning of the show with his segment.
He didn't do so well at the end of the show. I know that much.
Yeah, I mean, everybody saw that coming. Nobody believed that. Maybe there was one person in the back who hasn't watched wrestling in the last 15 years might have bought it, but not a lot of stuff. And I thought a really nice piece was Connor the Crusher inducting him in as the first nominee for the Warrior Award. I thought that was just absolutely tremendous. It's a beautiful thing that they did. So.
Yeah. Every now and then they get something 100% right, and that was it for this year.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah. Let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, and then I'll let you guys continue with the show, so I don't take up the whole thing. 1 to 10, WrestleMania. 1 being the worst WrestleMania that could possibly be, to 10 being the best. How do you think it's going to rate?
This one coming up?
Yeah.
1 being the worst?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not really impressed by the card so far. I don't want to say 1. Maybe 7, 8.
Oh, you're on the high end. I'm like at a 4. I'm at. You know what? I'm going to watch this WrestleMania just out of obligation.
Yeah, I have to agree with John. I don't rate this very high. A 3 or a 4. I mean, normally I beat up on the, as I used to call it, the ring of rust. the the Ring of Honor. But I think that pay-per-view we watched from the Ring of Honor the other night was far more action than we're probably going to see out of this WrestleMania.
That was really decent.
Yeah.
Even though I can't really say I'm too familiarized with the names there at Ring of Honor, but I was impressed with the action.
Yeah, they definitely got a good product, and I think this could potentially be one of the weaker WrestleManias, even though Sting and Triple H, unless they pull something really amazing out of it, which I'm hoping they do, because I don't want to see Sting go out on a spectacular note, but I think it could be one of the lesser enthusiastic ones. So, hopefully they'll turn it around. Maybe something will change really quickly, or there'll be big turns during the WrestleMania. And I think you guys got a great point about the Undertaker coming out during the, how they're going to figure that out, because he can't very well come out during the middle of the day. It would really lose the effect on him.
I know they're out in California, so that's going to make it kind of difficult.
Yeah. So, but that's all, guys. I don't want to take up the whole show. I'm sure you guys guys always have a great amount of stuff to talk about. So.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you very, very much, Bill. Wow, I even hung it up, too. Now I know how to hang up the phone, too, as
Right.
well
Well,
as...
we know you know how to hang it up, Jack.
Hey. So, this announcement last night for the 2015 Hall of Fame, they announced the first ever, what they're calling the Warrior Award, named after the late, great Ultimate Warrior who we lost last year. And actually, we have that call right here. I'm going to have to hold this
Go right
thought.
ahead, yep.
I'm going to have to hold this thought because we have a very, very important call here. You're live on the Squared Circle.
Hey, it's Brian Boris. How are you?
Hi. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you for calling us again. And I just wanted to see what a great time I had over the weekend. It was a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pretty big turnout, right?
Yeah, I would say definitely. I was just talking about what a pleasure it was to meet Ric Flair for the very, very first time, and I got Bobby Heenan's autograph as well. It was nice to see him and Eric Bischoff, and I finally met Velvet Sky. John here, he interviewed Velvet Sky at the North Haven Fair, so I thanked her for that. But it was very, very impressive, definitely.
Yeah, no, it was really a lot of work. It was challenging, and unfortunately, we had some no-shows, but that was all due to weather and the plane crash. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the convention was in the hotel, which was directly across the street from LaGuardia Airport, and that actual hotel was the center where all the passengers went. It's like the emergency center.
Yeah.
So we had challenges with that as well.
Oh, really? I knew there was the plane skidded off the runway, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, they're calling it a crash, but it really was a skid.
Right.
Well, that's why the card subject to change is always apropos.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, we really have to thank you for putting on such a great event every year, and you do such a tremendous job, as we said a couple weeks ago. And again, we can't thank you enough, and look forward to the next time you have an event, which would be when.
Well, we're in the process of coming up with the next date for the next big event. That'll be in November. I know we have a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Some other great shows before that. We'll be doing other events. You can always check out sportsfanpromotions.com, and we do update it frequently, and there's loads and loads of events. But I figured I would talk about some of the guests that came, and
Yeah.
The good time that we had was
Absolutely.
Mysterio making his very first appearance.
Yep.
Straight off the WWE. It was a pleasure to have him. Terry Reynolds, she was absolutely, positively great to work with. The fans loved her. She was cordial. Obviously, she's hot. Kelly there.
Yep.
Barbie Blank.
Yep.
Another beautiful girl. We had Brooke Adams there, another beautiful girl. And then we had all sorts of legends. And I know people who I've never met myself, the conquistadors. I've never met them. They were interesting. And the Godwins were a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah, and that's a rare appearance by them as well.
Right.
You don't see them every day.
Right. And then there was a whole mess of people. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm going to tell you something, and you guys are not going to believe me, but I'm telling you for a fact, and I'm not lying here. I did not meet every one of the guests that were there.
I believe it. There was too many. Too many for anyone to meet them all.
I did. Even Terry Runnels. I happened to didn't even notice she was there actually, and I actually never even got as far as meeting Rey Mysterio neither.
How could you miss there? The dress she wore was just unbelievable.
Or almost didn't wear, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people there. It was just a great time that we had. And the weird part about it is, you know, I always say this, and I said this to my partner Tommy. I said, you know, it's all downhill from here. We can't possibly get any bigger. It's got to shrink and stuff like that. And he said to me, he goes, "You said this twice already. It's time to keep making it bigger and bigger."
Well, I'll put you on the spot. Who's your dream guest? I mean, who are you trying to get that, you know, has eluded you so far?
Well, there's obviously a number of people, and I'm sure you can figure them out. You know, you just got to look at the top of the list of top ones. I mean, everyone would love to have Stone Cold. Everyone would love to have The Undertaker. You know, these are people that everyone would love to have. Everyone would like to have John Cena. There's The Rock would be amazing.
The Rock would be really amazing.
Well, I understand to get John Cena, all you have to do is make a wish.
Yeah, I make lots of wishes. But you know, there's tons of people. I mean, we definitely try. I mean, if anyone thinks that we're not trying, you know, all these people, I can tell you we are, and that they don't seem to be interested.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we don't mean to imply that at all. You know, as you said, in the last time we interviewed you, you probably asked, you know, more than double of what actually you were able to book.
It's really crazy. I never thought it would get to this level. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it kind of, you know, blows my mind when we have people actually telling us that this was the greatest day of their life. And I don't equate a wrestling convention with the greatest day of anyone's life, but some people it is. You know.
How was Samoa Joe? Did it seem like a lot of people were going up to him?
I'll be honest with you. I met him the day before.
Right.
And I did not see him in the convention. I was tied up with Rey Mysterio and Ric Flair and Terry during the convention, and I just wasn't able to get to you know, a lot of people.
Yeah, we went by him, and I just you know just wasn't really sure because there's a lot of rumor of him heading over to the WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I heard that too. I also heard some rumor where he's going to do some special match somewhere for something, and no one quite knows what it's going to be. I don't know. You know, everything is rumors. And speaking of rumors, I spent a lot of time with Ray over the weekend.
Yep.
You know, and I asked him a couple of things that, you know, I'd heard that were rumors and stuff like that, and, you know, what I asked him, he said basically wasn't true. You know, some of the stuff, and, you know, I thought it was, you know, it's just that people make up things for whatever reason, and it just is what it is.
That's why they call them rumors.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is, somebody tells somebody something, and somebody has an interpretation of it, and then runs with it and tells someone else.
And a lot of times, you know, when there's a lack of information out there, people just, you know, making up on their own. Brian,
They pull out their rear end.
the guy that just got caught, Brian Williams. Right, Brian Williams.
Okay, the news.
You know, yeah, the newscaster, you know, just got caught making up stories. So, you know, when somebody at that level is, you know, is just pulling it out of their keister, then you know, who can you trust?
Definitely.
But yeah, what a great event. You know, we're looking forward to talking to you again in you know, more towards November when you have that lined up. But you know, we're going to put you on the spot and say, you know, you got to come to Connecticut at some point. We don't really have.
I was in Connecticut. I drove by you. I had Brandon LaSalle up there in Rhode Island. with the wide receiver of the Patriots that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
I must say, I'm very disappointed with the Rhode Island fan base for not supporting their Super Bowl champion. You know, the turnout was not what it should be. You know, very, very disappointing for them.
Really?
You know, the New York Giants would never let that happen.
No. Nope. But
But
yeah.
I definitely was from Connecticut, and you know, maybe at some point we could even do a live show at some point.
That would be
That'd be
fantastic.
great because this is a suburb of New Haven. It's
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys have the ability to go on the road and come with a camera and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
You know something? I had meant to contact you a few like a day or two prior to the event to see if I could bring our camera with me to do some.
Right now, give an open invitation to do it, and I don't know if you stay over at the hotel or not. But if you want to come next time on Friday night, maybe we could do some interviews with some people.
Oh, goodness me. I can't thank you enough. Yeah, we do a full HD, professional cameras. We use nothing but the best. No cell phone footage, no little handheld junk.
No.
We've got full HD.
You guys could video the whole show.
Oh, thank you very much. We will hold you
That's
to
awesome. That's awesome.
that. I thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for that.
There you go. Well, why ask me to come to Connecticut when I can ask you to come to the show?
Done deal. Done deal.
We can make it a point. Do you have any idea where are you going to be at the same facility in November?
Well, I mean that's a good question, and the only reason it's a good question is some people feel we've outgrown this facility, and I honestly believe we will be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to spend the next week or two trying to figure out exactly what we should do and what our options are. But I would say 98% will be back at the same facility.
Well, you know, as Kevin Costner, is famous, if you build it, we will come.
Right.
So,
And the dinner next show is tentatively for November 14th, Saturday. So, God willing and everything like that.
Right.
That's when it will be. And hopefully it'll be as big as it was. Why don't you guys give me 2 or 3 people that you would like to be there as guests, and I promise you I will work on them.
realistically.
Realistically.
Wow.
Wow, it's a big question.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Personally, I'm a huge Goldberg fan, and unfortunately, I didn't make it up this time.
Right.
Goldberg is going to be at the event in Rhode Island in June.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking to this gentleman now. Jericho is always a great guy to talk to.
We had Jericho not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw him there. Goodness me. Well, you know what? We're going to have to give that some thought.
We're going to have to give that a lot of thought.
I give you the opportunity if you guys are leaving me hanging.
Wow, there's so many names that come to mind. Obviously.
It should be 1 or 2. I mean, those are your top ones.
Well, you named him. I mean, you had Undertaker. You said, Steve Austin, but that's like a pie in the sky dream there.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think you'll have all 4 of the Horsemen together?
No, I don't think that would be something I would be interested in. Doing these multiple person photo ops just seems like it's just a very chaotic, hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time, and it's not something I particularly enjoy doing. It's too many moving parts. If you were just going to do 2 people by themselves somewhere else, fine. But for me to run a convention and try and do that, it's very difficult.
Right. Well, I met Eric Bischoff.
Is Joey Morella doing anything?
Joey Morella, that's the referee.
Monsoon's son.
I thought he was no longer alive.
What, did he pass away? I know Monsoon passed.
Right, his son, I think, died in a car
Did he?
accident.
Oh, then obviously you're not going to get him. My bad. That's why we haven't seen him.
Kurt Angle, Bobby Lashley.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we'll get back to you on that. We'll definitely spit
I
that.
would like to talk to Eric Bischoff a little more.
Okay, I mean, you guys got to get them when they're here. When we were on the show last time, you guys made a big point of saying it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
That was your chance. He was there.
Yeah.
And that's why
alive.
it's important that he could go to these shows, meet who you want, say what you want, and
I shook his hand. I talked to him for a minute.
yeah.
Definitely.
We will. We will definitely take you up on that offer. I can't thank you enough, sir.
No problem.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Anything before we wrap up, sir?
I think I'm pretty good.
Excellent.
I appreciate you guys coming in. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to interview me and ask questions and get involved in the show and stuff like that.
Well,
And perhaps we can have it grow within you guys where you can video maybe get some good footage for your listeners.
Yep.
And,
Right.
and your fan base.
We cover everything over here. We cover WWE, TNA, starting to cover Ring of Honor. We cover a lot of independent wrestling as well. So
and for your use, we've got a full digital studio here with editing capabilities and DVD production. We can produce a DVD for your use, for your own promotional stuff, and we put our show up on YouTube, and we've got fans. Apparently now we've got fans in Germany as well. So it's really catching on. We've been doing this for over 2 years, and we just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And with your help, we're going to keep growing.
that's right.
Okay. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. Maybe I shouldn't mention it, but I will. The big event in Sports Fan Promotions being me and Tommy, we are going to team up and make a challenge out to JCW Wrestling, Ricky Atazin, and we're going to possibly run a wrestling show, which I've never done before, and we're going to have our people go against the JCW people.
Sweet.
And I think we're going to try that out.
Where's JCW based out of?
Oh, the Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jersey Championship Wrestling. So that's something that we're going to try and figure out when, where, how. I don't know, but we're going to try it.
Yep. Well, let us know. You've got our contacts. Let us know, and we'll be there.
We
And,
work with some independent promoters. We go to the events and we film, and a lot of times we take the card and we put it. I give the footage to the director here at the studio, and they run the entire card at different times throughout the day here at Channel 18, NHTV. So we definitely have experience working with those people.
we definitely appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for your call, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Hey, thank you guys. Anytime you need anything, let me know.
Definitely,
All right.
Brian. Thanks very, very much.
Good night now.
We'll be in touch. Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Right.
Exclusive. You heard it here live.
Right.
I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
Wow.
That's That's above and beyond, Dan.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I'm going to have to take some time off, and we'll go up there and spend the weekend, and
I know.
I'll get my own room, though. And you guys on. But at any rate, wow, that's just fantastic.
Right.
That is really, really fantastic.
We have another call here. I think it's Roberto.
Wow.
Just if you want to hold on 1 second, Roberto, I do want to mention this real quick. The Warrior Award, named after the Ultimate Warrior. We can even get Roberto's thoughts on this. This year at the WWE Hall of Fame 2015, the first recipient was announced. Other than superfan Connor the Crusher Mahalik. He was an 8-year-old fan of the WWE. He was front row last year at WrestleMania 30 when Daniel Bryan won the belt. Yep. He unfortunately passed away due to cancer. He is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, the first fan to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. He will receive, his father will be presented the award, his father Steve Mahalik, by Daniel Bryan and the Warrior's widow, Dana. But let's get to Roberto here.
You got it.
Live on the Squared Circle.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
Not much.
Oh, not much. We just got invited to the big event.
Only that. That's
And,
all.
We're going to be the official video crew of the big event. We're going to get some rare interviews and some really serious access to a lot of superstars. So it's fantastic. What great news!
Yeah, that was a big honor bestowed upon us just now.
Great.
Yeah, a little. That's just amazing, right? So, in addition to that, I was just touching upon the latest inductee to the Hall of Fame, Connor the Crusher Mahalik, receiving the Warrior Award. What do you think about that, Roberto?
Well, I didn't get, this is everything. I usually don't miss wrestling, so I had to record it. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it, but that's a big one right there.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really good. Just giving the award. That's great.
Well, the WWE has been active with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the reading and the Stop Bullying and going to schools and helping out with the kids and stuff. So I mean, this is another way that the WWE is giving back to their fan base, and letting us know as fans that without us fans, WWE doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, without the fans, WWE does not exist. That is correct.
Exactly.
Well, neither does any company. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah. Without sales, Coca-Cola doesn't exist. So
Yep.
If you don't buy it, it doesn't exist.
yeah. So I mean, I appreciate them showing some love to
Right.
their fans, and this young man was definitely a super fan, and last year when they brought a little light into his life, you could see a kid's face light up, and there's nothing better than bringing joy to people.
Right. As long as if everything's being done for all the right reasons, because there's not, it's kind of something too. Like I know Linda McMahon ran for the Senate, if you know where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And if Shane wants to ever run, or Triple H, imagine Triple H running for the Senate. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, Roberto,
something like this makes them look good.
we got from the WWE today, and we got a shipment, including the Flintstones Stone Age SmackDown that came out today.
Mm-hmm.
So the folks over at WWE sent us a copy. I know you were asking them when it was coming out. Well, I have that in my hot little hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be watching this probably tomorrow. Grown men watching cartoons.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, and they also sent us The Road is Jericho, Epic Stories and Rare Matches from Y2J.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm really... Jericho's always entertaining. This podcast is probably like my favorite one out there. Yeah, Talk is Jericho. So, update on you, sir.
Definitely.
What's going on in your world?
With me, therapy is going on, sitting there, the 18th is getting close by. I'm hoping that I get the brace off by then, and that should be good either by the end of this month or probably at the beginning of April. I should be back in the ring.
Well, I did arrange for an executive limo to pick you up at your estate to get to the PWA show on the 28th.
All right.
So that has been taken care of. The ink is dry on the contract, so you will have transportation to the PWA show on the 28th. And you know what's going to happen at that PWA show on the 28th, Roberto? Well, in particular to involving our show.
Yeah, the PWA Square Circle TV title is going to be decided.
There
That's
it is.
right. The PWA Squared Circle TV title.
And even Roberto knows what it's called.
That's right.
Roberto didn't seem foggy at all.
No.
No, exactly.
No, clear-headed.
That's going to be a good one to watch.
Well,
It's going to be a good one to watch. I can't wait to watch it.
yeah,
I know.
we're going to leave space on the belt for your name and Jacob's name. And maybe you and Jacob will be fighting for it.
Yeah.
in the future.
And they could be down the road. They could be future title holders of the Squared Circle TV title.
That's correct.
That's right.
I wouldn't have it any other way for a better opponent than the wrestler Jacob.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Roberto, we need to wrap it up. We
Yeah.
only have a few minutes left, but thank you very much. And we'll talk to you more than likely next week, but we will definitely have a limo at your facility on the 28th.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Definitely. Want to before we go to maybe our Steam segment, I got the Ring of Honor results about.
Yeah.
We got a couple minutes to run them down quick. ODB now in Ring of Honor defeated Maria Kanellis. She teased being pregnant to try to get out of the match. Didn't really work out too well for Maria. Maria's attitude's entirely changed since leaving the WWE. I'm
Yep.
surprised. IWGP, which is New Japan Pro Wrestling, the tag championship co-holder Doc Gallows, he was unable to attend due to travel issues. So that match was kind of shortened a little bit.
Yep.
New Japan's IWGP champion AJ Styles, he topped ACH in a non-title singles match. Always great to see AJ competing. Rocky Romero revealed his new partner to be Trent Beretta, replacing Kozlov in the group known as Forever Hooligans. Red Dragon retained the tag titles over the Young Bucks after assistance from MMA Four Horsewomen's Shayna Baszler. Mixed martial arts competitor,
Yep.
Definitely. Jay Lethal retained the television title over Alberto Del Patron. That's what they're calling him now.
Right.
I wish it was still
Wait, the television title?
The Ring of Honor
The
television.
Ring of Honor television.
Not to be
Let's-
confused with the Squared Circle
Right.
television
Let's
title.
call it what it's rightfully
That's
named.
right. So
Which I believe we looked up, and El Patron means the pattern.
the pattern, definitely.
I thought Patron was, the $50 bottle tequila, but
Could be 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila,
Floor.
And finally, last but not least, Jay Briscoe retained the belt over Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Tommaso Ciampa, and Hanson in a four-way match. After the match, Samoa Joe came out for a stare down with Jay Briscoe to tease the next major Ring of Honor title match. During the match, Rero returned to help Hanson, and three masked men with red masks. I don't know who they were. Could be the Justice League for all we know.
could be the Von Schmidt Nation.
Definitely. They were at ringside, and they tried to take out the challengers after a referee bump. Very, very impressive pay-per-view. Dan and I saw you. I know you started to watch the beginning of it. But
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
definitely.
Yeah. Ring of Honor is definitely coming up. They just need some production value. And
I love the streamers, though. We got to get streamers for this show. Every time we talk about Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
we'll get the streamer guns.
yeah,
and we'll shoot,
you know what?
shoot 'em at us.
And we've got a new intern that will clean those up.
You know what? I think that's a great idea. You could put them to work.
We have a
definitely.
brand new intern officially here, and his name is what?
Dylan?
Dylan Zimmerman.
Some guy named Zimmerman. Dylan Zimmerman.
knows?
It's official. He's on the roster as an intern. We worked it out with Walter Mann. I want to say thank you to Walter Mann for giving this young man a chance, and our show will definitely get better.
Definitely.
as a
Definitely.
result. I think you're.
We have one more call before we wrap things up. You are live on the Squared Circle.
Yes, sir.
Hey Harold, how did we make out this weekend at your singing engagement?
It was perfect. Everybody used to sing my song and everything.
That's fantastic. Unfortunately, we had working engagements, and we're not able to make it. But did anyone happen to film it for you, by any chance?
My sister did. She got posted on Facebook tomorrow.
All right, put it on our page, and we'll definitely share the love.
Definitely.
So when's your return to PWA?
It will be tomorrow.
Oh, so I'll run into you there then.
Huh?
I will be there tomorrow as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will see you there, sir. We need to wrap it up. Unfortunately, I cut you short, but we had a lot of calls and a lot of news today.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been a busy show here.
All right, sir.
we appreciate the call, though. Definitely.
I thank you very much.
we got to get him down here.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That'll be the next step.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Harold.
Yep. Back. Another great fan of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Business is picking up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
You know, instead of steams, can I do the opposite today?
Go ahead.
I know I've taken up a lot of it, but last night I had the wonderful pleasure of attending a seminar at University of New Haven that my son got an invitation to. The vice president of human resources for WWE was one of the speakers. The head recruiter, HR person for ESPN was there, and the senior vice president of Octagon Sports Entertainment and Management was there as well. And it was moderated by a 30-year veteran from ESPN. This gentleman was at ESPN when it was just a hole in the ground, and was there for 30 years and was there from day one. And we networked, and Dylan met with the HR gentleman from WWE, and Dylan was encouraged to apply for the internship coming up in this spring. And this gentleman was impressed that he has done work here. He's done work for PWA, film work, and you know, Dylan was able to speak to him on his own without his dad looking over his shoulder, and you know, emailed them today. And this gentleman has some of what Dylan's filmed and his resume, and hopefully this will lead to an internship right there in Titan Towers.
I hope so.
I want to thank the people at University of New Haven for organizing it. A nice Jewish fellow, mind you, put this together for him, and it was just a fantastic event. And the three gentlemen that spoke could not have been more articulate and professional, and still joking around and having fun with like the 30 people that were invited to the event. So I'm really excited. The future is so bright. I gotta wear shades.
Gotta wear shades. Definitely. So I wish Dylan the greatest.
Thank you.
Definitely. All the best.
A nice Jewish fellow. Is there any other kind?
Right. That's correct. Yeah, I was called nice a few times today. That was ironic and funny. But I'll let you guys close the show. I've talked too much.
Well, John, I'd just like to say my final piece here by thanking you and your son Jacob stepping up and joining me last Saturday for the dual food drive and clothing drive to benefit Life Haven and the East Haven Food Pantry. We were able to raise for the food pantry $250 and for cash, and for every dollar you can, the food pantry can take that and buy 5 pounds worth of food. So if you do the math, 250 times 5, that's a lot of food. Will go to help a lot of families. We were also able to raise 17 large bags or one passenger van full of clothes to help the ladies and children at Life Haven. The weather was freezing. It was 32 degrees, but you guys were right there by me for the event, and it truly means a lot to have you guys there with me.
It doesn't feel like we've done enough, but you know, it's just our way of giving back to the community.
Definitely. We always give back to the community. And I thank you both for doing that.
And, you know, of course, that's usually your gig, and I stepped in because you were in New York. And,
right.
You know, if you didn't notice, I had just gotten out of work, and I was a little worse for wear after a 12-and-a-half-hour day.
I know the feeling there.
But, yeah, no problem at all, and we're looking forward to doing it again.
I've got nothing. I want to thank Brian Barth again for his support of the show and for calling in again. And I'm looking forward to the next big event, definitely.
Yeah.
And also in June, with Joe Bruin.
Yes.
As well.
And
right.
more than likely, we'll have Joe Bruin on. He's been on the show before.
So.
And we'll get him to chime in and give us the update. Of course, you can look at our page and see all the news that's going on with Joe Bruin's events, the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and
we'll have more on that,
huge.
definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
But got to wrap it up there.
I know.
You got to get him a shot of brandy or something.
Not enough time in the day.
I know, really.
Come on, it's great. A lot of great things are happening.
Definitely. But I'm Hollywood J. Williams. Good night and good luck. See you
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Fight the power.